we are going to be doing top 5 power rankings of the NFL. We did this a little bit last year. We're going to get back to it. And personally, I'm excited, but let's just get into it. So, Connor, start us off.
All right. My top 5 teams after week 3 are the Bills, the Chiefs, the Dolphins. Let me double check. The Eagles and the Packers. I think what stands out to this list more than your guys' list is that I think I'm the only person with the Packers on here. And yes, they did beat the Bucs. It wasn't a great win by any means, but I think that they're slowly getting their players back. Bakhtiari is coming back. Elton Jenkins is coming back. The defense is awesome on paper, and I think the Packers are going to be regarded more as a top 5 team the more that Rodgers brings these receivers along. They're young, they're still learning, but they got 17 weeks to get on that and be ready for the playoffs. So I have them as a top 5 team.
I'm going to be honest, I definitely considered it because we were all in the same spot where we had like a pretty consensus top 4, and the 5th spot was a little shaky. I considered it just because they started to look more like themselves with the run game. They were just doing everything right. A solid football team.
Yeah.
So I think I like it.
Thanks. Told the Packers fans not to panic after week 1.
Fuck the Packers.
There's definitely no reason to panic. We knew they were going to figure it out.
Fuck the Packers.
I did not have the Packers. I did not have the Packers on the top 5 personally.
Fuck them.
But they were close. They were definitely right there, probably number 6 or 7. Me personally, now I'm rolling with the Eagles at number 1. Got the Bills at number 2, Chiefs at 3. It's a little weird. Chiefs at 3. I think they figured out. I think they'll bounce up here soon though. Dolphins at number 4, then Rams at number 5. So for me, I don't know. Like I said, Chiefs at number 3 feels weird. Having the Bills not at number 1 feels weird. Reason I have the Eagles at number 1. Right now, the Eagles are the one team that have showed us that once they get going, they're not going to take their foot off the gas. They're not beating themselves. And someone correct me if I'm wrong. Do the Eagles have a hole right now on the roster at all? Like,
No.
They're literally, the Eagles right now are like when you're playing franchise mode, a 2-man against your buddy, and it's the offseason hits and the draft, and you're like, I don't even know position I need to. I don't even know like where I want to go like for this year. You know, that's like the Eagles right now. Bills are basically in that same position, but they just showed us that they beat themselves. That's basically what they did last week. And the Dolphins played a fantastic game, but they played almost a perfect game, barely beat them. Bills, like we said, they shot themselves in the foot. And then as far as Rams here at number 5, I just feel like they have the most like continuity out of the other teams. I was thinking they're still a well-built roster. Stafford still looks like he has some figuring things out, and they're still refiguring things out, but they're going to get rolling again, and the Rams are still a really good team.
All right. My top 5 goes to show here. Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Dolphins, and then I did a little Rams, Bucks because I'm kind of torn.
Sounds like you're cheating the top
Yeah,
5
whoa.
list.
Hey, I was supposed to say that.
T5?
Yeah. I'm cheating. I'll get to the 5th. I'll clear it up when I get down.
You got it.
The Bills, yes, they did lose yesterday, but the thing that stood out to me most was they played an elite wide receiver room. Obviously, probably the best, the fastest guys. And they didn't like let up that many points. 7 of them came on a sack from Allen at like the 10, whatever. But like it was the secondary that stepped up because they're missing all kinds of guys. And that just spoke volumes to me about like the culture and the scheme. Like those guys played pretty well. I thought they were just going to get blown off the top and just straight up get beat, but they didn't. So I like that. And it's still, Josh, every time Josh on the field, I'm going to go with him. Eagles, they could be 1. You had them at 1. I didn't disagree. I like it. Eagles are probably the most complete team right now, considering all the Bills injuries, but I'm still going with the Bills at 1. Eagles 2. Chiefs, I'll never count out Pat. I don't care. He could be thrown to whoever, but I don't care. He makes just too many incredible plays for me to not put him there. Yes, yesterday was a stinker, but also good for my narrative that the Colts will be good. So I was a little hype. I was a little hype.
Silver lining.
They didn't look good, but I'm still believing in them.
They still won.
Dolphins at 4. I feel like it'd be wrong of me to leave out an undefeated team.
You should just use this time to say sorry to Grant.
You should.
Fuck that. I don't care.
We're taking steps in the right direction. I'm applauding you for getting over.
They still have more to
We're
prove to
getting
me.
so close. Like
Yeah.
the universe is going to force him soon.
Baby steps.
Yeah, we're walking there.
Yeah, maybe I am getting there. I don't know. I don't think I am.
Let's progress. We're making
Whatever.
progress.
All right, and then to figure out the top 5, I'm just gonna put the Bucks in there.
Dang.
I do like the Rams, and I feel like this spot could have also gone to the Rams or Packers because they play well. But the Bucs, the defense is still really good. It's still really good. I know there's going to be no questions about that going into the year. Everyone's playing super well. Offensively, I feel like this is good though for Tom to get these guys like chemistry and under their belt because you never know. You might need to call one of them later. Godwin goes down again. Julio goes down again, or Mike will obviously be back. It was just a suspension, but this is like good chem. I think Beasley could maybe be a sneaky pickup for them.
Yeah,
because that's the kind of guy Tom loves. Option routes, and he's always going to pick the right option. I love it, and it's Tom. They're going to figure it out. Always going to bet with TB12. I probably would expect them to be in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, and here's why. The narrative fits it. That's the only reason. Tom's last season.
I mean, honestly, it's a great point, though.
Right off and in the sunset.
I'm gonna say
why wouldn't the NFL want that?
NFC,
the Bucs are gonna get right by like week 10.
Right,
And,
and it's
gonna
gonna
be good.
and it's gonna be the same old stuff that you're gonna keep seeing.
Yep.
And it's like
Yep.
they never left.
But the only thing
So-
that concerns me more than ever with them this year, and I agree, and I do agree that they're going to figure it out. But the thing about them making the Super Bowl that concerns me is if that O-line never gets fully back to shape,
Yeah,
true.
no,
that
that's
is
true.
going to really ring like that. That's what's going to be that's what's going to stop them.
Agreed.
Because that's the one thing that Brady can't. He can fix everything else about the team, but if he doesn't have time to throw these plays that he's designed at the line of scrimmage, it's just not. That's the thing that I'm concerned about.
I was just thinking about that. And you know how the Bucs just kind of bring people off the street? Cole Beasley was just hanging out for the last 2 weeks. They just
Rapping.
brought him in.
Music.
You know what they're going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to like call up like Nick Mangold or Marshall Yonda and be like, hey, we need you for 4 games. You come
You-
back and
you
play
wanna
some
play-
guard for
It's
us.
actually a great point.
Like,
you want to play? You want to
they're
play in
gonna
the Super Bowl or
Yeah,
not?
you wanna
That's
play-
your selling point. You have a chance of playing in the Super Bowl. Do you want to fucking play or not?
They're going to find a random guard off the streets and he's going to be fine.
It's a great point, actually. I love it. Like, it's actually, we write this down. Like, this, we're definitely going to come back to
Are
this.
you
when it
telling
happens.
Tom Brady no?
No.
Are you answering a phone call from Tom Brady and be like,
Some of those.
sorry, I thought about it,
I
maybe
would
not.
say Mangold was probably out because
they're both way out there, but
I feel like there's
The
others that
point,
we don't know.
The
of that
point I agree with.
they'll bring someone in and they're going to play well, but I also feel like like you raised the O-line concerns. I don't know why, but it's just like I think you almost have to play better for Brady. Like
You
I
do?
feel like he's gonna get you right.
the standard's higher.
Like mentally, obviously,
Oh,
physically, he's not gonna
100%.
fix you up with your technique and all that. But like mentally, he's gonna fire them up, and they're gonna go play and block. And I don't know. I think they'll be okay.
Mhm.
It is scary. That was a concern of mine, but I think they'll be all right.
I looked up Cole Beasley's snap percentage and it was only 14%. I really thought it was higher.
It seemed a lot higher.
I feel
for
like I
sure.
saw him on the field decent.
He's gonna have to work his way in there, but like to Tyler's
No,
point, though,
yeah,
I think he's
it was a
definitely
week,
gonna.
but
That's
Like he'll
it's
end
gonna-
up getting those targets.
It's
for
gonna
sure.
be a
Yeah.
sneaky pickup.
especially if Godwin's out for the
If Godwin's out for a little longer than expected,
yeah.
that's gonna
That's
be
why
very
I'm
sneaky.
scared. Speaking of that, I think that's why they signed him because Godwin's injury is a little bit. They
Concerning?
don't want to rush it anymore. 'Cause he
I don't
came back
think it's
in, he
even
just
a
hurt
little
it.
bit scary. It's if you're on that Buck staff, it's getting real scary.
Yeah.
So you got to really manage it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go through mine real quick. I went with the Eagles, then the Bills, then the Chiefs, the Dolphins, and the Rams. The Eagles for the exact same reason that you said, Dobbs.
We have the same list, Dylan. We're the great minds think alike.
Let's go.
I didn't even notice. We definitely did not notice.
No,
till
I did
now.
not
Oh,
notice.
I thought you were talking about in the same order, but
No, we do. Like,
no, you have Bills and Eagles.
oh, you're right.
Flipped.
Well,
Oh wait, wait.
no, yeah, no.
Oh, we,
Oh, I'm
hey,
tweaking.
hey,
I was looking at my- I was
hey,
tweaking.
hey,
We had
hey,
to bring it back. He
Sorry,
had
sorry.
me. We daft. We
No,
lost
so
it.
for the same reason, the Eagles have just looked like the most sound team. I just haven't seen a team kind of challenge them in that sense. And they have just, I don't know, it's the most surprising team and just very sound. And I think they're going to be very good this year. I would have had the Bills over them if the Bills beat the Dolphins this week. But like you said also, they beat themselves and they just don't deserve the one spot right now personally. They're going to get right though. Don't get it twisted. As soon as they rattle off 4 more wins, even 2, they're going to be right at the one spot for me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The Chiefs, I just again, like you said, you can't count out Pat. The Chiefs are still a very good football team despite losing Tyreek and Tyrann Mathieu. So yeah, they lost to the Colts. It was kind of a scary game. The Colts were hungry. They needed that win. So that's also why.
Hungry dogs run faster.
Exactly. The Dolphins, shout out Tua. I'm sorry, Grant. There you go, Tyler.
You ain't getting that shit from me.
And then
You
the
can get it from
Rams,
me.
they got destroyed by the Bills week 1, but that's their only loss so far. And they can still run the football. They can still play good defense. So they're still a very good football team in that regard. So, yeah.
I agree.
I like it.
Sounds
All
like
right.
generally we're pretty consensus on around the tops like 5 to 7.
I think we all had the same 4 teams in there, at least. Bucks, Eagles, Dolphins, and the Chiefs.
Yep.
Yeah, we all had the same 4. So at the 5, that makes sense. I have one team that just rotates in. It's preference. So
we're early in the year. I think things will start to like
Come
get
form.
a little more
Yeah.
complicated
And define
further.
themselves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.